When you look at the moon, or even Mercury, it's obvious they have taken a beating. You can literally count hundreds of impact craters on their surfaces. But Earth, not so much. Where are all the scars? Well, it's not because Earth hasn't been hit. Oh, we definitely have. It's just that our planet has a magical combo of weather, erosion, forests, and tectonic activity that covers up those cosmic bruises. Unlike the moon or Mercury, Earth heals itself constantly. In fact, Earth has likely been struck just as many times as those crater-covered planets. We just don't see the evidence as clearly. So how often do these space rocks actually hit us? And how many times have humans witnessed it? Let's start small, really small. As you're watching this video, Earth is probably being pelted by tiny bits of rocks called meteoroids. These can be as tiny as a grain of sand or big as a beach ball. About 15,000 tons of this space dust enters our atmosphere every single year. Most of it burns up, but every now and then a few chunks make it to the surface. When that happens, we call them meteorites. Like that one that crashed into a house in the San Francisco Bay Area in 2012, or the one that smashed through a car in Illinois way back in 1938. But let's go bigger. An asteroid the size of an elephant about 4 meters wide hits the Earth roughly once a year, and something the size of a small house around 7 meters hits us around every 5 years. These can explode in the atmosphere with the force of the Hiroshima bomb, but we rarely notice. Why? Because 70% of the Earth is ocean, and a huge portion of land is either empty, remote, or just uninhabited. Plus, many of these asteroids explode before hitting the ground. Between 1975 and 1992, American missile warning satellites picked up 136 explosions in the upper atmosphere. Not from bombs, but from meteors. Check this out. This map shows how common those airbursts are from meteors just 1 to 20 meters wide between 1994 and 2013. Yep, they're happening all the time. Now what about the really scary ones? The ones that could flatten a city or worse? Asteroids around 20 meters wide, roughly the size of a 6-story building, hit Earth about twice every century. One of these slammed into our atmosphere over Chelyabinsk, Russia in 2013. It came out of nowhere, weighed about the same as the Eiffel Tower, and exploded 30 kilometers up, causing $30 million in damages, injuring 1,500 people and damaging over 7,000 buildings, all from a rock just 20 meters wide. And get this, 16 hours later, another asteroid 50% larger missed Earth by just 27,700 kilometers. That's closer than some satellites. Coincidence? Absolutely. But terrifying? Also yes. It's not the only time we have had close calls. In 1989, a 300-meter wide asteroid roughly the size of a skyscraper missed Earth by 6 hours. If it had arrived just a bit earlier, it would have caused the largest explosion in recorded history, around 600 megatons. That's 12 times the Tsar Bomba, the biggest nuclear device ever detonated. Then there's the infamous Tungska event in 1908. Somewhere deep in the forest of Siberia, an asteroid between 60 and 190 meters wide exploded in the sky. It flattened 18 million trees across an area of the size of Rhodes Island. No confirmed deaths, but people felt the shockwave hundreds of kilometers away. That kind of event happens once every 1,200 years. And it gets bigger. Asteroids about 1 kilometer wide hit Earth every 500,000 years. These would release the energy of 23,000 megatons or 460 Tsar bombas. A 5-kilometer monster hits about once every 20 million years and unleashes 2.8 gigatons of destruction. But the king of all asteroid strikes, the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. That was over 66 million years ago, when a 10+ kilometer asteroid hit Earth and caused a mass extinction, wiping out 75% of life on the planet. And guess what? That wasn't a one-time deal. Right now, there are over 2,000 asteroids larger than 1 kilometer floating around that could eventually strike Earth. When? Nobody knows exactly, but we do know that there are roughly 14,000 near-Earth asteroids. Of those, NASA says 1,651 are potentially hazardous. 157 of those are over a kilometer wide. But don't panic just yet. The most likely asteroid to hit us is about 160 meters wide. Not fun, but not extinction level. It only has a 1 in 625 chance of hitting us, sometime between 2185 and 2198. Then there's a 490 meter one, with a 1 in 2,700 chance, and a massive 1.3 kilometer rock with a 1 in 8,333 chance in the year 2880. Still better odds than winning an Oscar, and way better than winning the lottery. And in the really distant future, about 1.35 million years from now, a star called Gliese 710 will pass ridiculously close to our solar system. Close enough to shake up the asteroid belt and send who knows what flying towards Earth. So yeah, there are over 2,000 giant rocks out there with Earth's name on them. But whether we're still around to see them, that's the real question. Thank you for watching. This was my first video, guys, and if you have any feedback or any improvements that can be made, please leave feedback in the comments. If you want more videos similar to these or on different topics, please let me know. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you very much.